Hi, I'm Cash, and welcome back to Cash Talks Football, where I break down all the goals scored in the Premier League. Using my over 20 plus years coaching experience, I give you different insight from all the places I've been over the world and the players I've coached, and hopefully I'll give you some sort of different opinion that you hadn't heard before, and generally clarify a lot of things, because I'm going to talk a little bit about United, their style of play, and I was listening to United fan channel, Mark Goldbridge, and you've ever seen him, and he's absolutely wrong on so many things, and I'm actually going to start calling people out when they're saying complete and utter rubbish, like he was. And he's talking about United don't have the players to pass the ball and have the ball and do that. And I'm going to break that down and say that's absolutely rubbish. That's not the things that you need. Players aren't important, by the way. They are, but they're not. The most important thing when you're trying to pass or have a pass or possession based is shape. You cannot pass the ball without shape. Shape is different than formation. They are not the same thing. You have to understand that. And if the shape doesn't move when the ball moves and you don't dynamically change as the game goes and moves forward, you cannot pass the ball. United have no shape, therefore United can't pass the ball. And if they make 3 passes, there isn't a 4th one because they don't have a dynamic shape that covers and goes on. And I'm going to cover a bit of that as we go on. So all United could do is smash the ball down the field and hopefully their forward line can run on and score. And the forward line's pretty tasty. They can run on and score. But I'm going to cover the penalties as well because I don't think the first one was a penalty when I saw it in real time. And it's one of those things when you hear people say, if that was outside the box, that would be a foul, but inside the box, it's not a penalty. But this is one of those cases where I think it's inside the box and they call a penalty, but if it was outside the box, they would have told him to shut up and get on with it. And I'm going to show you that in a second here as well. Also, I'm going to point out about how Everton getting caught on the counter-attack and what some of the awful things they were doing just defensively. And if they had a little bit of quality up front in any way, and I don't mean like a striker, I mean someone that could pass the ball, they would have beaten United by about, it would have been about 3-2, 4-2, because the amount of crosses and passes that they put into the United penalty area but were just awful. I mean, just absolutely awful. They had all the time in the world to pick out a good pass and they just couldn't do it. They just don't have the quality. And that goes down to, again, United giving them the time and the space to do that. And it goes back to their shape. And they don't have one. They don't have any idea. And I'll cover that in a second. Let's get on to the first couple. Here we are. He's going to cut the ball back on his foot. But this is the important thing to me as to how quickly this little clown goes down. And he goes down like he's been shot. If he's done that on the rest of the field on the halfway line, the ref is telling him to get up and play on. I guarantee you. And he might even give him a yellow card for simulation and diving because he's acting like he's just been shot and he's crying on the floor. I mean, that's pretty poor. That is pretty poor. Now, this is closer to the angle that the ref would be looking at, but he'd be looking at back from more over here, coming across. So the guy's going for the ball, as you can see. As he's missed it, he's gone through and he's tapped the guy's leg. Okay, he's caught him, and he's gone down screaming, straight down onto his knees, both things. I guarantee you that happens probably 10 times in a game of football and the ref says get up and carry on. But they get the pen. But now I want to show you on Bruno Fernandes's penalty, the little rat face, how he beats dinosaur hands. And this is where Jordan Henderson gets made fun of because he's got small arms all of the time. But it's more important than that. It's how Bruno Fernandes beats him with a look. Let's watch this. Actually, can't find the angle that they showed you in the game, but you might be able to see it from right here. What he does is he runs up, he looks this way. Okay, and Pickford takes a little step over here before he goes over to the other side. Oh, look at my boomerness. Well done, Cash. Right, so as we play this, let's watch this. He goes, and then Pickford, I'm thinking of Dean Henderson, bloody hell, goes, and you can see, look, he's dove as far as he can. He's a Premier League goalkeeper. Let's just identify that. He's a Premier League goalkeeper, and his hand reaches to there, and he can't get that space there. That's why he's got tiny little hands. Now, he's either that, or he's absolutely rubbish of being a goalkeeper because he's athletically poor. And I go through it's a bit of both because I want to show you this where his feet is. He's not jumping off his foot. He's not putting any weight on that foot and pushing forward. He's just falling over on that side because he's basically been wrong stepped by that little sharky look he's done over there. So his foot is nailed to the ground. His foot is nailed to the ground there and he can't get over and deal with that, so his hand falls short. That's exactly what ends up happening here. It's not really a dive, it's a fall over, and Ratface gets himself a goal. So this all comes from a free kick from Everton, which Dinosaur Hands takes, and he smashes it down the field. And Everton have all these players in certain situations, but they basically, when the header's won, there's no Everton player in the middle of the field here to win the ball and keep the pressure on their end of the on that side of the field. So it drops to a United player, and the United player just basically runs through the Everton team because they're not set up in any way, shape or form to actually. So let me sort of clarify a little bit more. So actually, when you're taking that free kick and you're putting it in, you need to make sure that you've got maybe 1-2 and a guy back, or you're the other way with 1-2 and not that one there. And a guy back there. So you can actually stop this properly and be in the middle of the field, on the side of the field where the ball is. And they're not. He's not in position. He's not in position. No one is in this middle area here to win the ball on this side, okay? On that side of the field. If he's over here, he's irrelevant. If he's on that flank there, he's relevant. If he's back there, he's irrelevant, because the only really reason you're back there is to stop the 1v1 with pace. And if this guy's not there and he's back defending a bit, not needed so much. Right, so as this goes forward, let's watch this. Bosh passes off to this little wee guy here. Bang. From the moment this guy gets the ball here, right, not one single Everton player goes over to pressure the ball or try to stop him from here. Okay? Now, of course, I'm stopping it and playing it a few frames forward so I can beat the copyright nonsense. As you can see now, he's picked it up from over here. He's turned and he's run to here. Okay, let's say that's 10 yards. He's gone 10 yards without anyone trying to touch him or win the ball. This guy's run past him. This guy was here and he's run past him. Right? He's too busy tracking this runner instead of going towards the ball. And again, this is one of those things that nobody actually knows what they're doing defensively when the ball breaks down. Right. So does he go towards the ball? Because he's not going towards the ball. So someone's got to go towards the ball. Why are you tracking the runner? The ball's over here. If you go towards the runner, he might pass the ball and then he can intercept it or he can intercept it. But if you just track the runner, this guy gets a free run all the way down the field. And now here we are. Another 10 yards on. So what? 25 yards? This little wee guy's just run down the field. Everyone's going, oh, he's played so well. No, he hasn't. He's played rubbish. It's just that the Everton players played double rubbish. That's all that's happened. This guy still hasn't pressured the ball. This guy, for some reason, went with the runner instead of, if he went towards the ball, he'd go offside and we don't have to worry about that. No one's really gone to this guy. And here we go. We've got players running back. Why aren't you pressuring the ball? Because they don't know what they are doing. That's the reason. So when this moves forward here, Buff, in they come. Oh, he's finally gone to challenge him and he skipped past him. But there's a problem now, because if you challenge him in and around this area, you give away penalties. Where if you did it on the other end of the field, 25, 30 yards away, and you gave a free kick, you might just get a yellow card and stop the transition and stop the danger. Nope, as he runs in, Bosh, now we kick him over. Which we could have done on 35 yards away, but that's when we decide to do it. Because no one is pressuring the ball. People are running with players for some reason, because that's the new modern thing. I was told in my coaching lesson to run with the player and track my runner. Yeah, but that's not the important thing. You get the ball first, and if you and your teammate can't identify which one needs to pressure the ball, you should go and do it. Because you know what? If he's not doing it, you need to take responsibility. They don't know what they're doing, and it's obviously so poor when you can be in a situation like this. Look at this guy, right? Look at this guy. He has no idea what he's doing. Just go to the ball, mate. Just go to the ball. He ends up running all the way back here. It fathoms me. It just blows my mind. Look, just backing off. Yeah. Now, if this was a decent player, imagine that being Saka or Mo Salah, someone with a quality left foot, because look how far this idiot's off his line. Smashing the ball into the top corner. I mean, genuinely, I don't understand how they can be this bad at football. Their coach can let them get away with this, and they're in the Premier League. But until next time I yell at idiot. Oh, let's talk about some of that stuff that Goldbridge was saying. That Well, because it's very important, the fact that he doesn't understand why United can't pass the ball around and the difference between shape and formation is absolutely huge. It's one of the first basic things that you learn coaching football. And if he doesn't know that and he's prattling on like his team can't pass the ball or understand, he doesn't know what he's talking about. I mean, at the basic level of football. I'm going to make a little short on it. He's never going to see it because he's a huge mega channel. But I'm still going to start calling some of these people out. And I don't really want to get into drama. That's not my point. My point is to educate. Because I couldn't give a crap about Goldbridge being right or wrong. Sorry, I do when he's wrong and he's saying it to millions of people. Because then they all start being wrong. And then all the people that are wrong think they're right. And they're not. So it is important that we get the message out. But we'll see.